Hi, I'm Don Boden from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're going to take a look at KLIP by Sample Magic. KLIP is currently a VST Buzz deal. I just got a copy of a VST Buzz myself. Normally 73 euros. You grab it now for 22 euros. It's a special deal just going on, I don't know, just for like a week more. 70% off is they're touting it. Kind of an electronic music toolkit. Produce a lot of stuff. It comes with 4,000 different, and I don't know much about it. There's quite a bit of stuff crammed into this. It has an extensive sequencer, which we're going to test out, listen to some of the presets, and yeah, we'll just figure it out as we go. This is going to be one of those down and dirty, super casuals. KLIP is a contact player instrument. Loads up. It's got one NKI. It's in the libraries tab, as you can see here. Now, before I dig in, I just want to make a note here to everybody that's going to check this out. I did have some a little bit of glitch on playback, and after I did some adjusting of my contact memory settings, it got a little better. But for the most part, the problem seemed to be when I'm doing screen recording, capturing, and playing back the instrument was giving me a little bit of glitching, which you'll hear throughout. However, I do solemnly swear that when I turn off my screen recording, it performs just as you expect without all that glitching out. So please keep that in mind as you check out the rest of this video. I don't know what's going on, guys. My screen recording software used to be so great. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, my computer's pretty fast. All right, I'm going to try a playback from, I'm going to just play back in Logic, utilizing the key switches. So you'll be able to see the instrument in action and how you jump around with your different sequences here. And then we're going to play around a little bit. Yeah, still getting glitchy with my playback, and I have verified that it's not glitchy if my screen recording is turned off, so I apologize for further glitchiness that we're going to experience throughout this checking out video. So how does this thing work? Well, you got a whole bunch of samples, and you can choose different ones up here from 4,000 different samples. You can choose your category, what kind of sample, and then narrow it down. Like, look at all these electro snares. Ridiculous. More electro snares than probably your grandmother ever had. So we're living in the golden age, guys. When it comes to sequencing, I believe you can just click on one parameter and then go into your sequencing effects. So let's solo. Which one is it? Is it this one here? Let's see. See if we can get it going. Yeah. All right, so I'm triggering back our hi-hat sample, and I'm going to stop. I'm triggering back the hi-hat sequence here. What we can see is we got a couple different things going on. We've got our cut, we've got our velocity, panning is programmed. You can hear it going side to side, and there's a little bit of delay that is kind of fun. So I'm going to play around with this and just let it roll, and so you can hear how far we could take this out. I'm going to switch up some of the different samples, and then play with some of the sequencing options. Now I'm going to stop here because we could also click on this tiny little area and see us close up. And I believe there's a way we can jump to presets for sequencing. And this is really cool. Check this out. This is our pan now that I've used from one of our preset sequences. Now that's just panning back and forth. You could go in and pick a number of different things. Like here's 16th constant panning. Now I've got a lot of stuff going on. I can turn these off with envelope, resolution, delay. So we could just focus on actually what we're doing with the instrument. Let's go ahead and go into tune and play around with this kind of thing too. Here's loading up a preset. And say, you know, that's not your favorite hi-hat sound. We got a bunch of different ones. Okay, and this is the Electronica hi-hat kit. We want to go into like vintage, and there's a nice selection of vintage. Let's listen to this one. And remember that we're doing this wacky tuning as well as pan when we turn those off. You see, we're back to having some kind of normalcy with it. So now that we kind of got a feel for just what each individual channel's sequencing capability, I think we start to see just how powerful this is, considering you've got 4,000 different samples ranging from categories of electronic house, techno, vintage, and waveforms. There's pads, there's drums, top loops, bass loops, synth loops, music loops, vocal loops. Let's pull up a vocal loop and see what happens. Yeah, very strange, don't you think? Now that might not be the best vocal loop. Here, let's see what this one does. Yeah, that's crazy. That sounds like a duck.
And he lived a big life, and he played big players, and he preached big sermons, and he performed big miracles, and he died a big death and shed big.
That's crazy. It's like Jesus is Big is the name of that one. Good stuff. Yeah. Or where was I? Vocal loops, effects. Let's see what we got. Glitch, chill, bloop. Sounds like some crackly. And glitch hop sub down, glitch hop wired. There we go. So we got all kinds of cool effects, sounds, kicks. We're in the vintage folder. You go through and hear a bunch of different kicks of all kinds, techno. So the real power lies in being able to manipulate these sequences. And they've got best of KLIP presets as well as different presets throughout. Let's listen to some presets, and hopefully it's not going to glitch out too much because of my screen recording, but let's give it a try. Okay, got a little bit of glitching there, obviously, but I'm starting to get the idea. Yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and start messing around here. We've got mix effects through here. So each one, as we kind of go through, we can send it out to different outputs, as well as change EQ, compression, shaper. And then we've also got some master effects, which means we'll be able to do something like... So you see there, these master effects can also kind of act like DJ tools, you know, affecting the entire thing once you get it going, and everything in the contact instrument can be MIDI CC learned here, it looks like. So let's listen to a few more of these just so you can hear them. Boy, the glitching is unfortunate. Again, if you're skipping through the video, I'm just going to state once again, the instrument plays fine when my screen recording software is turned off. As soon as I start recording, it's glitching a little bit with audio playback. Of course, now it's playing fine. Oh, I spoke too soon. I feel like I should be at the club. So, best of KLIP, party favors. Oh, yeah. Listen to a couple more of these. Fun stuff. I think tools like this are useful for me in that I don't write a lot of electronica music. Once in a while, I get a client that has a need for a specific kind of pop electronica. And so a tool like this will be helpful for me in that I'm able to kind of pull up a good deal of a sample set that might work in a genre. So for instance, if I was to get to know KLIP pretty well and know some of these kits and how the sequencing plays back. So for instance, let's say electronica. Let's say that I have to do a dance chill track. Okay, so it sounds good. I mean, it is the genre. I'm at 120 BPM, and I don't want to be 120. Let's say the scene is calling for something a little bit more chill. So I'm going to go all the way down to 90. There we go. It's late night, KCRW, guys. And now I can take this, and I'm like, I like the kick. The snare is right. Hi-hat is right. That's cool, but maybe I think that says too much. And so I can go ahead and just play some different ones. These are top loops. That triplet's a little too much. Okay, so let's pretend I liked that. And now I'd go back to my sequence. Now there's something that goes wow at the end. Is it this guy? There he is. And I may want to change him up. I don't know. That's a little too beaty. Okay, that's nice. Let's move our entry point, though. I don't know how to move him smoothly. He's like jumping around. Offset. Ah, here we go. Here, this is what we need then. Need this to be 0. And I'm sure there's like an alt click. And look at that. You can even MIDI CC that. So should be able to move it around. And I don't quite know where that is, but I see that it can move. So let's pretend that I moved it properly, and let's pretend I read the manual. See, now I've started to craft this into just a tiny bit into my own personal taste, giving it a new hi-hat. I didn't touch the kick because, you know, whoever programmed this probably knows electronica much more than I do. But it gives me a really good starting point to kind of craft something interesting and unique. Getting to know a sequence player like this, well, you can work really quickly. Thanks for spending just a little time for checking out KLIP. Like I said, I think this is going to be useful for me when I need to crank out some music in this style, because this just is not something I work on. And having one instrument with so many patterns with really creative and interesting samples for the electronic genres, to be able to just pull them up, adjust my tempos, really get in and tweak out those sequences and the effects for each sequence. I think that is what really sells it for me. For 22 euros right now over at VST Buzz, it's I'd say it's a pretty big bargain at this price. If you're looking for an instrument like this, please use the link below. VST Buzz is one of our partners, so if you use the link, you're helping Sample Library Review at no cost to you. the contributors will be thankful that I'll continue to be able to pay them because you used our links, and we got a little credit, little commission based on your purchase. Thanks for checking out the video. Love your support. Please like, share, or subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to hit 10,000. You see that? We're at like 9,500 already. This is doing great, but loving the support thus far. Love to hear what you think about KLIP, and thanks for your support.